Hello everybody, Matt Scheck, PGA teaching professional here at the Atlanta Athletic Club. I'm out on the course today, and for this week's lesson, we're going to talk about how to pitch that golf ball out of these tight lies and how to hit it correctly, how to use your sand or lob wedge correctly, and what I see that a lot of people do incorrectly. So if we get into it and we talk general right off the bat about the wedges, most people use the leading edge or the sharp part up here in the front right here, and that tends to dig. You do not want to get the leading edge into the turf when you're pitching a golf ball. How do you get the leading edge into the dirt? Well, the way that people do it, which is not correct, is by pushing the hands in front. The more you push your hands in front, it's going to see what just happened? That's what happens, because the sharp leading edge is directly in line with the turf because the hands are so far ahead. How do we fix this, and what's the correct way of setting up? Would be using the bounce or the rounded back portion of the wedge. If you want to expose the bounce instead of the leading edge, all you have to do is just keep the hands centered. If I keep the hands centered, I'm going to go ahead and use the bounce correctly. So if you're going to start centering your hands, which is correct, you're going to find yourself hitting it a little heavy. So you have to compensate because your hands aren't pressed forward anymore. You're going to have to get your weight now forward, move the center of mass forward. It's going to feel like the zipper on your shirt is a little in front of the ball, actually, maybe about one ball in front, and then you keep your hands centered. But all the time I see in lessons people leaning back with the hands in front and digging. So we're going to do the opposite. Hands in the middle, zipper right over the ball, and from here, which part of the bounce to use? The bounce goes all the way across the back of the club. You have the heel, you have the middle, or the toe. In my opinion, the best sliding part of the wedge is the toe bounce. So if I set up, I want to go ahead and get these hands a little higher and expose the toe of the bounce instead of the heel. The bunker, you want to get the hands low and use the heel, but in this type of shot, where we're just hitting these little nippy little pitch shots on the green, hands a little higher, and then hands in the middle, weight forward, and then it'll slide right through the turf. Now every single pitch shot, unless it's a really bad lie, it needs to be shallow. Shallow means that the club head comes from the inside, not from the outside. What you have to make sure you do is don't get the club head stuck inside. You can keep the club head outside the hands and still get to the ball from the inside. I'll go ahead and hit a few here and show you. So I put the kind of hands a little higher, hands in the center, weight forward. Now I can just kind of go up and slide the toe. Up, slide the toe. Stay centered in that centered spot the whole time, which is a little forward. It's going to slide every time through this nice tight lie. This is my 60-degree wedge, but if I'm using the bounce on the toe, I got my hands up, hands centered, weight forward, weight stays there, and I'm coming out, club head outside my hands, but from a shallow approach, works every time. Getting closer. Again, hands centered, weight forward, hands a little higher, so you use the toe bounce, club head outside the hands, but still from a shallow approach. I'm going to stop on that one. Thank you for watching.